Yes. Well, hello everyone and welcome back. Of course, as soon as I hit play, this is what happened. Or record, I mean, this is what happened. So, alright, off. I got a short time to record. So, hello from me and Lexi. I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday. As I'm recording this, it's December 29th, so Happy New Year a couple days early. I think I'm as happy as everyone else to see 2020 come to an end. So here is hoping for a lot more or less, as the case may be, in 2021. So speaking of 2021, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have a quick finish for you. I have a lot of haul. Most of the rest of my Christmas stuff came in. I'm still waiting on some yarn, which reminds me I need to call on that because the shipping is, it actually says it never shipped, so I need to check on that. And some needle minders that I ordered that were shipped on December 6th. So I'm beginning to lose hope for those, but you never know. But yeah, other than that, the rest of my Christmas haul came, my December Fabrics of the Month came, and so yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in. I even have a list today so that I don't forget to talk about anything. I will still forget to talk about something, I guarantee it. So yeah, I don't really have a real WIP update for you this week. You will end up seeing both things that I worked on in the course of the video. So I guess you are getting a WIP update because, I mean, it was the holidays and it was insane and I didn't have a chance to work a lot. And turns out the project I took with me to my dad's, I took 2 projects. I finished the first one, and then the second one I found out that I really cannot stitch on dark fabrics at my dad's house. When I'm around here, the lighting is fine, and I always go, I wonder why people have such a hard time. They always complain about stitching on black, and I don't find it that hard. Well, apparently the lighting in the room that I have is just so, because I really hated stitching on dark fabric at my dad's house. But, so since those were the only 2 I took, I didn't get a whole lot done. Because I finished the first one and then couldn't do the second one. Alright, speaking of our finish, we'll just jump right in. I did finish Stitching Book Club's A Christmas Carol. And here we go. I think it turned out beautifully. I love the way that it turned out. Even if she did make me do 46 French knots, I know how to do them now, so that's all good. Anyway, I don't know if you could see the quote around the sides, but it's from A Christmas Carol, duh. And it says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. So, quick, fun little stitch. Gave me one last finish for 2020 because I don't think I'm going to finish anything in the next couple days. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to next Stitching Book Club, which is what the second half of the video is going to be. After my haul, I'm going to talk about 2021 plans. So, speaking of haul, some of my needle minders came. It's kind of funny because I ordered needle minders from 2 different sales that Kim at Needle Attractions had, and the ones that arrived are the ones that I ordered from the second sale. But I love them all anyway. So first I've got Dragon Pusheen. And of course he's gonna have glare all over him. There, I think you can see him there. Grumpy and fire breathing, but a little cute. Kind of like me. Not really. This next one is an enamel instead of a resin. I like to get a mix from her, and it's just a little simple, it says, a reader lives 1,000 lives. And I don't know. Oh, come on, focus. Well, I hope that you could kind of at least see that. Of course, I'm going to have focus trouble today, especially with the enamels. So, speaking of, I also got another enamel. I try not to buy them too much because they're a little bit more expensive. But, I mean, how can you not buy one that says, "Good books make bad girls and dangerous women"? So fun. Of course, I went back to my childhood and my birthday cake this year, coincidentally, with a little Rainbow Bright and Sprite. There's our resin for you. You'll find I usually get the resins in triple because she runs them $3.75 or each, or 3 for $9. So, I mean, if you're gonna buy one, why not buy 3? And so the last one I picked out, and this is totally me, and totally her. Get down. And it says, "I'm sorry, I don't take orders, I barely take suggestions." And since Kim is always very generous, she always sends you a freebie along the way too. And this was kind of funny because until this year, I never saw the movie Elf. I've been told that makes me weird. Christmas movies aren't my thing. Christmas in general isn't my thing. I mean, I get into it as much as, well, not as much as the next person. I am just not one of the super uber crazy Christmas people, and so I don't watch a lot of Christmas movies. But I saw it this year, and then, of course, the needle minder that she sent me was, "Don't be a cotton-headed ninny muggins." So next year when I do Santa Baby and my flamingo ornaments, I'll have a Christmas-themed needle minder, which I never would have bought on my own, so thank you, Kim. Oh, and it looks like the needle or the magnet on that one is reversed. So, that was the rest of my Christmas gift from my dad. After I get done showing you my fabrics of the month, I'm going to cut in the video of me actually opening my full present from my dad on Christmas Eve, which was the mystery box from Mystic Fabrics. And you guys are in for a treat. I was over the moon, and it was kind of frustrating because I actually waited until after my dad went to sleep to film it, and so then I had to wait until the next morning to show anyone. And he's not a stitcher, so he doesn't appreciate it. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this. I had a lot of fun opening it, and I hope you have a lot of fun seeing what all I got. But first, both Misty at Mystic Fabrics and Brandy at Bestitch Me outdid themselves again this month. How many months in a row am I going to say that? This is my fabric from Mystic for December. It's called Haley's Garden. It's named after her daughter, and she went with a multicolor for the last month of the year, and it's this gorgeous pinks and greens and browns. Oh, I can't wait to find something to put on this. This is stunning, isn't it? We got more green at the bottom here, largely pink in the center. So yeah, it was beautiful. And this arrived on Christmas Eve along with the needle minders, so it was a Christmas Eve miracle. It had been missing for several days before that. Just because of the disarray of the Postal Service right now, which, I mean, they can't help. I think in a way it's kind of a good thing because I figure how many people sent gifts instead of actually going. Hopefully that will slow down some of the spread of this stuff. I feel kind of hypocritical saying that since I did go see my family, but with my sister-in-law being a teacher, and my nephews being out of school, and my brother doing construction work that really kind of tapers off towards the winter, and then my dad, they essentially have all been very well isolated, and I actually have been as well. So Was it 100% the best choice to make? No. Was it absolutely foolish? I don't personally think so. You can judge me if you want. But I hope that everybody is doing what they can to stay safe and stay healthy, and that when you do make decisions like I made you do, like I did, think about them very hard. And I'll get off my high horse now. So, and then the last thing I have to show you before I cut the video to splice in my Christmas Eve antics is my fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. Again, absolutely stunning. This one was waiting for me when I got back, so it was a post-Christmas treat, kind of take away the post-Christmas hangover. And this is Winter Blues. So, I love this color. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So, that is my haul, with the exception of the mystery box. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the previously recorded video, and I hope you enjoy. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to my unboxing. It's Christmas Eve. I made it, and I'm at my dad's house right now, so different background for you. But I made it all the way to Christmas Eve, and now I finally get to open my mystery box from Mystic Fabrics. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dive right in, huh? First of all, this one has been mocking me the whole time, because see, this little tape kept coming off, and it was like just begging me to open it. So now I finally get to. And it's a number of patterns. Bendy Stitchies, Hildy's Hayride. I've been wanting to do a Hildy, so this is kind of exciting. I love it, the little frog with the hayride and all that. Ink Circles, Fairy Ring Around the Rosy. That one will also be fun. Ink Circles Dilly Dahlia, and this actually has some of the finishing pieces inside. It looks like the ribbon and the fabric to finish the pillow. See? And it's called a dahlia, but it kind of almost looks like a thistle to me, which is, I have some Scottish heritage and I did some Scottish dancing, so that's kind of cool to me. And Ink Circles Petal Pusher. I love all of these. So, bag number 1, 4 brand new patterns. So fun! Oh, I love them all. But definitely, I think probably my favorite will be Hildy's Hayride, because we know me and Halloween. And if that's just the first bag, I can't wait to see what else is in here. Got this little bag. This is of 2 needle minders by Crescent Moon Laser. And the first one, this is kind of funny because me please, that's pretty much me on Bestitch Me's Friday Night Fights, Mystics, Fabric Games, which I'm sure is what this does, Needle Attractions. I'm always saying, me please, I want that. So, got that, and then it looks like a little fairy with a flower. So, that's fun. 2 new needle minders. I'm sorry, I'm having a great time. Oh, this is cool. This is called a bead nabber. And you use it to pick up beads and hold them in place to thread them. And that's going to come in really useful when I get into part of Dark Queen later, when we start actually doing the beads on that one. I've been dreading doing beads on anything because I've never done them before, so that's going to be very helpful. Measuring tape. Fun little dots. So cool. I can never have enough measuring tapes. I'm always losing them. So that'll be fun and useful. I think I know what this is already. Nope, I was wrong, but Flosstube. Yeah, you can never have enough. Several of my fabrics aren't serged, so this will be very useful for that. Because I just ran out of gray check. Thread straighteners. I've never seen these before, but it says, just wrap your cut length of thread around each foam center, then firmly pull the thread until you feel it give. You can always re-pull if the thread is not smooth. Removes folds, curls, and kinks from synthetic, twisted silk, and metallic threads. Well, I can always use help with metallic threads, so that's kind of cool. I like these little pouches. I'll keep them for something. Oh, isn't that pretty? It is 3 10-yard skeins of fabric, or of silk. It's called Mystic Fairy. How appropriate to come from Mystic Fabrics. It matches my hair. Oh, so pretty. Oh, and another cool thing about this is from Treenway Silks in Lakewood, Colorado, and it says 10% of sales donated in honor of Andrea's Angels to help find a cure for cystic fibrosis. So cool. This one says open last, so I'm going to set it aside. I finally have a new pair of embroidery scissors. I've been using the same pair since I was 9. And they are serrated, and they're a pretty little floral pattern. So fun. Definitely going to try to get the Mystic box next year too. Oh, this is heavy. I don't know what this is. I've been wanting one of these. It's a flexible magnetic board. so you can attach your pattern to it. And perfect for carrying in totes. No sharp edges, lightweight. So cool. Yes, yes. It's always a score when you get more ball tip needles. I didn't like them at first. When I started using them, they are definitely growing on me. So, and it's even my size 26. So, yay! Oh, fun. Hi, Lou. She's got to come say hi, right? It wouldn't be a Flosstube if she didn't come say hi. Okay, now go bug Papa. Go bug Papa. Oh. Candy! Altoids. These probably won't last the rest of the night. I love these types of mints. So, yes, so these are peppermint and then the cinnamon Altoids. Because Misty always includes candy with all of her stuff. Okay. Oh. It is. This will be really helpful because I'm actually starting to teach one of my friends how to cross stitch. And I was trying to explain different fabrics to her. It is small samples of all of the different fabrics that Misty offers. So 14 count Charles Craft, Ada, 14, 16, 18, the Zweigart, 14, 16, 18, 20 count, the opals, so you can kind of get a feel for all the different, there's Cashel Linen, Murano Lagana, so you can kind of get an idea of all the different fabrics and the feels and the counts and the sizes. Oh, 56 count Kingston Linen. I don't know that I would ever use that, but that's kind of a cool little thing, and it will be very helpful with my friend who is just learning how to cross stitch and will be learning what different kinds of fabrics that she likes. So, Cheryl. Second to last. Pretty sure this is a Misty fabric. It is 2. Oh. It's 16 count Ada because in case you haven't noticed from my WIP parade, that's what I use. It's 3. And they're all neutrals. So there's lemongrass, which is kind of a olivey, yellowy green. I've never known how to say this. Viteris, I think, but this is actually one of Misty's web fabrics. It's kind of a tan. And Pearl, which is a nice, lovely gray. And these are all 14.5 by 18. So they're a little bit smaller than a standard fabric, but that's fine because I pick a lot of small patterns. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that some of these patterns would fit on that. As a matter of fact, this one is actually done on Pearl. So I would be willing to bet that that is what that's intended for. In fact, it probably is. because Dilly Dahlia is done on lemongrass. And Petal Pusher is done on Viteris. So it actually is the fabric to do those 3 patterns. Sweet! And last but not least is the open last envelope. And check for small item inside. Yes, ma'am. So, got a needle threader. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the small item inside, but just in case, I'll make sure. Alright. A stitch gauge. I've been wanting one of these. So this is, gives you an idea of if you have a fabric that you don't know what it is, from the 10 count all the way up to 40 count. And then an 8-inch ruler across the top. And then this is just a list of everything that was in there. So this is why you opened it last, so that you didn't get any spoilers. So, there you go. I loved it. I'm so excited. I'm glad that I managed to wait until Christmas Eve, because what a great Christmas present. I definitely hope I get a box next year. I know they sell out really quickly. But I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed sharing my excitement with me. This will be part of my haul video next time. Before I left today, I had opened a couple other packages. Some of my missing packages have arrived. So I will probably be adding those on to the end of this for my next update. And anyway, I hope you guys all had a great holiday. Okay, I'm back. Hope you enjoyed that. So, 2021 plans. Oh my gosh, I've already got so much. Again, like this whole list is 2021. Stuff that I want to talk about upcoming. First up, stitch alongs. I have already signed up for 6. Some of them are starting this week, Friday, January 1st. Some of them are not starting right away. I just read that one of them has been delayed and I was relieved, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been the one I just signed up for today. Anyway, first up, the first one I'm doing, I've mentioned before and I've actually gotten a start on, is the one that I took with me up to Michigan, and that is the Tiny Modernist Zodiac stitch along. I have gotten a very small start on it. The frame has been released. That's what I started on. So here it is. This fabric is, not gonna lie, this fabric was a little bit of a disappointment. This is 16 count Phantom from Picture This Plus. And what this is described as and what it's pictured as is a dark navy with pink highlights. And this is the issue with hand-dyed fabrics, is the fabric takes a little bit different every time. And so there is barely any pink on this. It's pretty much a solid navy, and then down here in the corner, the color broke a little bit, and there's a tiny little bit of pink. So this is more what I was hoping for, But as you can see, by and large, what I got is this deep navy, which is still absolutely gorgeous for this frame, at least, with all the golds in it. And I mean, the stitch along is designed to be on dark fabric anyway, so I guess the fact that the whole thing is dark isn't the end of the world. It was slightly disappointing, but like I said, that's what happens with hand-dyed fabrics sometimes. The dye takes different ways every time, and that's what makes them unique. So I hope you guys are still able to see me all day. I was using natural light and it suddenly got very cloudy. Oh well. The next one I got, I don't have the fabric for yet because I just found it. I will post the link to this in the notes, but every year Stitching the Night Away does their big list of 2021 stitch-alongs, and I knew better than to open it. I knew better than to open it. I knew that I shouldn't. But I did anyway, and I was feeling pretty good about myself because I was flipping through and I'm like, I can resist that, I can resist that, I can resist that. And then I saw Broadway! And I don't know if I have ever talked about this very much, but I grew up a tap dancer and I wanted to be a Rockette, except for the fact that I'm about a foot too short. Not really, but I am much too short to be a Rockette. And I can't sing and I can't act, so I can't actually be on Broadway, but I have always loved everything to do with Broadway, and Taylor and Cromwell is doing a Broadway stitch-along. I've had my eye on a number of their patterns for a while, so I know that I like their style, which is usually my concern when I jump into a mystery stitch-along. So, I mean, the add to cart button was right there, and my finger slipped. So I have the frame for that. I haven't started working on it yet because I decided that I wanted to do it on a fabric I didn't have. I have about a zillion fabrics, and of course, nothing I had was quite long enough. I had one piece that would have been long enough, but it's less than I usually like to leave myself to frame, and it was, I was also a little bit concerned about the colors. It's largely a neutral, but it had a lot of browns in it, and I just didn't think that that particular shade of brown was going to go well with a lot of the yellows that were in the frame. So I ordered a very pale blue from 123 Stitch, and it's on the way. So there's Broadway. The temperature stitch along. I still have to finish the old one. I'm still on November 15th. But with New Year coming up this week, I don't have to work on Friday. So I'm thinking I am just going to have a stitching weekend. And one of the things I'm going to concentrate on is the temperature stitch along. I am ready for 2021. Downloaded the pattern from the files in the Enablers Facebook group. Ready to go. I have my fabric right here. Since I've been telling you guys about it for the last 2 weeks, I thought I would actually show it to you. This is Mystic Fabrics Nothing. So I think I mentioned last year I was frustrated with my rain not showing up. So I'm hoping that maybe going with a gray, it's a dark gray, but it's a gray, will help with that a little bit. And just give it a little bit different look than the other one. So this is what I'm planning to work on it. Obviously I have all the fabric, or all of the flosses in. This is also the same color fabric I'm going to be using for Wonders of the Solar System. I think I mentioned before I've ordered another piece of it, but it's not here yet because dyeing things takes time. So I don't know when it'll get here. I think that one starts January 15th. I really need to look up the starting on all of these, or I'm just going to be surprised. Broadway starts February 1st. Tiny Modernist, I'm pretty sure starts in January, but it's a matter of when the pattern gets shipped to me, so I'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think, I know last year she did the 15th of the month, and I think that It'll be the 15th of the month again this year. I'm not sure. Clouds Factory, there is no Planet B. Endangered species. That should start on the 1st. I haven't quite picked my fabric out yet. I know I need a blue because I looked up the kit and they're using a Picture This Plus, and it is a blue, and I just can't remember. So I pulled out 2 fabrics from my stash, and I think one of them will work. The first one, they're both by Be Stitch Me. The first one is Ice Queen. So that one's a little bit more of a purpley, purpley blue that I really like. But I'm not sure if it's the purpley or the yellowy. And this one kind of, I think, would be appropriate based on the name. This is Earth. So when I do the floss toss, it will be one of these. I'm leaning towards Earth unless when I do the floss toss something clashes dreadfully. Sorry about that. My phone never rings until I'm actually trying to record. So I don't know how much of that got cut off, but yeah, it will probably be one of those 2, and I'm not sure which one yet. Then there's one other I signed up for today that I probably won't talk about a lot, to be very honest. I definitely won't show it. Now I've got your curiosity piqued, right? And that is the After Dark 18 and over Black Work Stitch Along. Yeah, I just don't feel like it's going to be appropriate to show on my Instagram or on my Flosstube too much. But I'm kind of curious to see what it is, so I signed up for the group, and I'm going to follow along. But if I work on it, you won't see it posted here, because appropriateness. I say my videos aren't for children, but that doesn't mean I'm going to show that stuff. So anyway, those are the stitch alongs that I'm planning to do. I'm also planning to do probably all 4 stitching book clubs. And if you have not seen the announcements from Stitching Book Club, the 4 books this year, the first one is going to be, that's the one that's moving to February. Stitching Book Club is going to move to February 1st, and that's going to be Sense and Sensibility. And then the rest of the year, she's going to do Little Women and The Great Gatsby, which I am not excited to read again, but I'm really excited to see what sort of pattern she comes up with because I love the Roaring Twenties. And then for Christmas, and this one is, I would keep an eye out for it if it sounds interesting to you. She's doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And because it's still under copyright, she had to get permission from the C.S. Lewis Foundation, and they gave her permission, but only for 600 patterns. So if you want to do that one, and once the stitch along is over, she can't resell it. Like, you can go back, and I probably will, buy the Stitching Book Clubs that for the ones that I missed. The Pride and Prejudice, Three Musketeers, The Secret Garden. But this one, she can't do that. So if you're interested in that one, I'd keep an eye out on her Instagram. I'd keep an eye out on her Flosstube. And I just, because when that one comes out, there is a limited window that you can get it. So those are my stitch alongs. There'll probably be more. I'm hoping for a stiach along this year. And then of course things come up throughout the year. And I'm still working on a Dark Queen of the Seas, and I'm still working on Everything is Fine. I'm going to be probably changing up the way I do things this year. I'm probably not going to designate a priority project just because I'm jumping back into magical stitches. And you've heard me mention this before, and if you're not familiar with it, Magical School of Stitches and Literature, I think is the actual name, or School of Magical Stitches and Literature. Anyway, it's a combination book club, stitching club, and they have, you're divided into teams, and there are monthly challenges that give you an opportunity to earn points, either reading or stitching or both. Every year there's a theme, and we go through the books the book series that the theme is based around, but then there's also opportunities to read other things. And then all of the stitching challenges are based on the themes. And this year, the theme is what is rapidly becoming one of my favorites. I just finished the first book in the first series this past week, the Percy Jackson books, the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles. So we're doing the first 2 series. I think there are actually 3 series in the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles. But we're doing the Percy Jackson and the Olympians and then the Heroes of Olympus series. So 10 books, so there are 2 months that we won't be actually reading a themed book, but there'll still be reading challenges and stuff. But that means that I'm going to be tailoring my stitching to prompts, so choosing a priority project doesn't really fit very well with that idea. I'm going to try, obviously, to fit a project to as many prompts as I can in a given week or a given month so that I do actually manage to get some appreciable amount done on a project, rather than 100 stitches here, 100 stitches there, 30-some projects, as you saw last week, and nothing ever actually getting done. But since I'm doing magical stitches, I'm kind of going to go with where the prompts take me rather than trying to pick something that I need to get done. I mentioned this weekend I'm going to do a stitching marathon. So yeah, it'll be based on that. I will tell you that one thing I'm going to try to do is finish the temperature stitch along from last year and hopefully get the one from this year started. Other than that, it's wide open. It's magical stitches will start on the 1st, so that'll get me prompts that I'm going to have to start meeting, even though there's no book this month. Later this year, I have signed up for the Black Needle Society retreat in July. I pre-ordered the box, so we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited about that. I was bummed I missed it last year. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And then, what else am I going to work on? I'm trying to give myself a rule: 2 finishes before a new start. I have a question mark next to that on my sheet. 1, because I'm not that strong, let's be honest. I am a serial starter. I see a project, I love it, and I have to work on it now. I can't wait. I'm actually amazed. I've got like 6 projects ready to go that I haven't touched, and I don't know how I've managed that, but they are there, and they keep mocking me, and eventually I'm going to break. But I'm going to try to get at least 2 finishes done before a new start. And then that got me thinking about, what am I going to start next? Because I do have a few projects that are relatively close to the end and probably could be finished, depending on prompts and things, relatively soon. And I decided to go back to my geeky roots. It's been a while since I did a purely geek project. I mean, I've thrown some snark in there, I've thrown some nerdy in there, but I haven't really worked on a geek project. So I'm the only person at work this week on the night shift, which is kind of eerie, but also kind of fun. But that meant that when I had some downtime while things were processing, I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I got to thinking about what I'm going to work on next. And I decided I'm going to do an anime pattern because I sat and thought about most of the geeky stuff that I have already in my repertoire I've done recently. I have some fairy tale, but I did Natsu at the beginning of the year, even though that was a gift, and I really could go do Gray because Gray is mine. I am working on Avatar: The Last Airbender Stitch Along. I have about 6 or 8 Avatar patterns that I need to work on at some point. But I'm already working on one. I don't get started on the number of Harry Potter projects I have. And I've got, I think, 3 in progress. So yeah, Harry Potter's out. Doctor Who, I have my Van Gogh in long-term timeout, so and I have the sonic screwdrivers, so I really can't start a Doctor Who. I don't think I have a Sherlock one. I thought I did, but now I don't think I do. And Sherlock, I like all things Sherlock Holmes, so that's kind of more of a nerdy thing than straight up geeky, because it's not really fandom as much. Like, I love Sherlock, but I like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. I read the books at least once a year, and so on and so forth. I am sorry. Am I boring you? Apparently I am. I trying to think what other, like, really geeky stuff I have. I don't think I have a lot. So I sat down and thought about it, and I did She-Ra last year, even though that was a gift, and I probably will do that one for myself also. So I've done some, but I haven't, everything I have, I've already done something similar, and so I kind of wanted to branch out, which meant I had to go pattern shopping. And I picked out a few things, and most of them are anime based. I will show you the one I really want to do first, but it is, yeah, there's no way. This is from White Phoenix Design, and it is called, it's Black Butler fan art, and it's called Ciel Deal Struck. So, obviously, it's gorgeous, and I love it, but I think you can tell just by the sheer, how it looks more like a painting than a cross stitch, that it is huge. I think I did the get down, hi, sit there. I did the calculation, and on 16 count, it would be 31 inches by 38 inches, so it would be as big as Bookworm. Obviously, I'd drop it down to 18 count, because that's going to make the pixelation, or even maybe 20 count, because that'll make the pixelation less, but that's still 3 feet by 3 feet, 114 colors. I want it, though. Oh, I so want it. So I bought it, and it's going to be in my pattern. I should have probably talked about it last, because I have some other Black Butler patterns, but they are in other places. This one is from Blue Exorcist. This is Rin and Kuro. So that one would be a little easier. And I love Kuro, so it would be a lot of fun, I think. For another Black Butler pattern, I've got Sebastian. Or the other thing that I found that I'm kind of interested in, and there are multiple of these, but I picked one. And this is My Hero Academia. And they're ink painting. They're like ink painting style. And they're small. They're 10 by 10 inch on 18 count. So I could probably do them really fast. And so the first one, there's 7 of them, and I would at least want to do Deku and Shoto and Uravity. Although they also have Lemillion and All Might and Red Riot and Bakugo. But I went ahead and ordered Shoto. Hopefully you can see that. I'm waiting for my camera to connect and show me if you can or not. Glare. So there's Shoto. And yeah, that's the one that I thought I would start with because Todoroki is actually probably my favorite Black Butler character. Black Butler. My Hero Academia. So I got those. There are also there are some free patterns that I looked at, and I'm not as sure about these. They're free, but the issue I have with this one is, this is another Sebastian. He's wearing his spectacles. And, I mean, I like Sebastian in his spectacles, but it's not the traditional image of Sebastian that you see. And also kind of for a second, until I realized, like, of course, the hair, I wondered if it was Claude, and I don't like Claude. So, I don't know. But it's a possibility. And then the other one that I also like, but I'm not completely sure of, is the entire cast. And mostly because I'm not sure how much I think kawaii style fits Black Butler. I mean, yes, it's got some humor in it. I think with the servants, and then with Soma and Agni, not so much. Like, that could work, but I feel like Sebastian and Ciel are a little bit dark to do in that style. So I'm not sure. So I've got those. I also found a website that has patterns for the Voltron Paladins. And I might want to do Keith or Pidge, but I don't know. So anyway, I would love to hear if anyone's got an opinion on any of those. Obviously, I would love to do the White Phoenix design one, but I would be putting myself in for another multiple year project. It might be better to do one of the smaller ones first. I love them all. I want to start one of them. So, yeah. But that's going to be my next project, but I have to finish 2 other ones first, so I've got plenty of time to decide. For other projects I have Ink Circles for Elemental Dragon series. I have everything kitted up for the 4 of those. I have everything I need for Autumn Lane Stitcheries, Midnight Brew. I have everything I need for the fairy ink circles pattern that you saw in my mystery box. I think there's something else that I already have everything I need to kit it up. Sleepy Hollow. I already have everything I need to do Glendon Place's Sleepy Hollow. So those are all going to get started in the next year. Mania, I think I'm probably going to do Monomania. That actually might be a good excuse for me to start CL. And just do that for that entire month. So, yeah, I don't know. But those are my plans for 2021, such as they are. I hope that something there sounds interesting to you and that you feel like joining me on my little excursions. The knitting will also continue, and that's really all I have for you right now. So until the next time I get a chance to see you, I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy. See you next time. Bye!